Former Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84 today. The man who was once dubbed the most influential vice president in U.S. history was known for shaping 2 decades of American foreign policy, from the launch of the Iraq War to the broader so-called War on Terror. Now, Cheney's family says that he passed away surrounded by loved ones after complications from pneumonia and heart disease. For years, Cheney was seen as the hardline architect of America's post-9/11 response, and later one of the fiercest Republican critics of Donald Trump, even casting his final presidential vote for Democrat Kamala Harris. Love him or hate him, Dick Cheney's legacy has certainly defined modern American power, and debate over it is likely going to continue for years to come. And on that note, I'd like to turn back to our guest in studio, our international affairs analyst, dperry. You know, what kind of legacy do you think Dick Cheney is going to leave behind, and what does his death kind of mean for the future of American politics?
Cheney's a fascinating figure, sort of symbolizes and personifies the major change that happened in American politics. It seemed until years ago that his legacy would have been basically as seemingly the architect of the Iraq War, on the premise of false, if not falsified, intelligence about weapons of mass destruction that they thought Saddam Hussein had, and a false connection between Saddam Hussein and al-Qaeda. And the war ultimately is seen as essentially a failure. It certainly lasted too long, and few in America are happy about what happened, and he represents it. So you'd have thought that would have been that about Dick Cheney. But of course, the Republican Party completely flipped because of the MAGA movement. And you look at Cheney, you hear his speeches. First of all, he was articulate and worldly. Secondly, he was a staunch defender of the American role in preserving the post-World War II liberal world order that America led and that the West profited from. He was a great respecter of institutions and a projector of American power. And of course, the MAGA movement, which has taken over the Republican Party and is personified by Trump, is the opposite of all these things.
Right.
Haters of institutions, destroyers of the world order, completely indifferent to what was once America's role in projecting power and defending democracy. And the fact that he voted for Kamala Harris, I guess, tells the whole story in one basic thing.
All right. Well, obviously, you know, this is going to be a big day in the States in terms of watching how politicians respond to his loss, but big loss for the state well, for the United States, even.